Many people think that the key skill in this world is the ability to make money. You can be successful, you can know how to build a business, you can know how to earn, and it would seem logical, right? After all, with money you can buy everything you need, provide for your family, and even get the medical treatment you need. But in practice, all of that is empty. If you don't know how to restore yourself, because there are problems that can't be solved if you don't know how to recover yourself. Hello everyone, friends. My name is Alexander Simonov, and you're on the Prevo Sosnos channel. I think it's very important for every person to understand that no one will take care of them except themselves. In reality, no one needs them, not the government, not even your family. Sure, it seems like your family needs you, but if something happens to you, if some misfortune comes, honestly, who would actually enjoy taking care of you around the clock for days on end? I mean, people don't just suddenly get sick at 70, 75, 65, or 60 for no reason. It's a process that builds up over time. So it's important to understand that illnesses don't just come out of nowhere. There's time, lost time, that they spent on the wrong things. It seems like what's super important, is to survive, to earn money, to provide for your family, to make sure you have food, to make sure you have gaining some kind of experience, gaining the experience of having a family. But still, the most crucial thing in this life, as I see it, is the ability to restore yourself, the ability to recover your health, both physical and mental. Probably the biggest misconception people have is that they don't have enough money. Like, I just need a little more. I'll just earn a bit more. I'll work a bit more here, save up a little there, build myself a financial cushion, invest a bit here, and then I'll finally rest. But during this time, precisely at this time, when a person is working themselves to the bone, sacrificing themselves, sacrificing their sleep, their mental health, stress builds up, and that's exactly when health is lost. And probably by now, everyone already understands why you're doing this. Why you spend your health to earn money, and then spend money to regain your lost health. And even those people who seem to have everything figured out, who have a stable income, who have a financial cushion, they still waste their time. They spend their time on traveling. I understand that's important too, but no one really thinks about how important it is to know how to recover yourself. I understand what the problem is. The problem is that no one knows how to do it, what needs to be done, or how we can restore ourselves. So, what is health, really? Is it just doing some exercises, going for a run on the beach in the morning, working out 3 times a week, or is there something more to it? Is there something we don't understand? Why is it that there are some so-called seers out there who can see a person's energy structure, who can see that there are breaches in the energy shells, that organs have certain potentials, and that before an organ gets sick, its potential is actually being drained? In other words, people don't even know what this is all about, and you need to be able to understand it. But when does a person actually start running to restore their health? Of course, most likely, it's when they've already lost it. It's the classic wake-up call effect. When the rooster really pecks hard in one spot, that's when a person starts looking for any way out. So when they see that people just shrug and say, well, why did you even come? What were you expecting if your situation is already like this? That's when they start looking for alternative methods and maybe even find some ways to heal themselves. People have gotten used to thinking that being tired is normal. People are used to thinking that stress is normal, that not getting enough sleep is normal, that lying in bed for 2 hours scrolling through your feed is normal, and then spending another 2 hours just trying to calm down and fall asleep is normal. Getting up at 7 a.m. with your head about to explode from your to-do list is normal. People have gotten used to thinking it's normal to have an ongoing dialogue in their heads with someone or even just with themselves. People have gotten used to thinking that feeling apathetic from time to time, that apathy setting in, is normal. For example, women will say, well, that's just my hormones. But in reality, if you look at it, the person has just come up with their own explanation for why they feel that way. But when, for example, they come to see me for a session, I can see that it's not like that at all. Once you remove that influence, the person becomes more themselves and says, wow, there's such silence inside me, and I used to think that was just how I was, that it was normal to be like that, to be overloaded here in my mind, to just have stress that leads to a breakdown. But in reality, once you remove that influence, there's just silence. The person says, I can't believe how quiet it can be. So people get used to thinking that's just how they are. They tell themselves, that's just me. What I'm feeling is normal. It's fine. Pain in the lower back? Well, whatever. It'll go away on its own. I'll just do some exercises, right? And these processes build up and, of course, eventually lead to serious consequences, basically, when the rooster comes home to roost. Friends, I want to say that this is not normal. It's not normal to just speed up after 20 and then start dying, waiting for everything to fall apart. Waiting for complete disaster, waiting until your health is totally gone. No, this is actually the time when you can at least slow down the process. If you go to a healer and they help you recover, a true master, in my opinion, their goal should be to lead you to self-sufficiency, where you won't have to keep going back to them all the time, but instead will be able to learn how to restore yourself. Because, in reality, everyone has a lot of work to do on themselves. And no matter how much money a person earns, it won't be enough. Here's an important point. No matter how much money you make, it won't be enough to pay a healer to restore you. But it will be enough to learn how to do what they do and restore yourself every day. Because there's a lot of work to do, right? Organs, joints, spine, bodies, chakras, dantian, mental health, and in general, basically, understanding, like, what's next? What comes next? Are you ready for that? Friends, so the key idea, the thin thread I want to weave through this video, is that the main skill isn't making money, but being able to restore yourself. Because even if you make enough money to leave an inheritance to give to your children, you'll still end up sick and unwanted by anyone. That's the reality. What will they do with that money? Will they put you in a nursing home and you'll just grow old there? Is that really the purpose of life, to end it like that? Or is there another way? I'll tell you, there is another way. And it's important to know how to restore yourself, to not let yourself get to that point. Yes, there are people who think that relaxing means just chilling out, scrolling through your phone, watching a TV show or a movie, and that somehow helps release stress. I hope you're not at that level. Most likely, you think, I'll go out into nature, take a vacation, and that's where I'll recharge and fill myself up. And that will be enough to grind away for another 3, 4, or even 6 months, just going on with your old habits. But let me tell you, if there's a break in your structure, a breach in your energy fields or bodies, then yes, nature can help you recover. But that recovery will only last as long as you stay in that kind of environment, in that kind of atmosphere. When you return to your city and routine, you fit back into the same structures. The breach hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah, and in reality, the rest of the time, you'll keep losing energy and health because that's just how it is. And I'll tell you this, even if you live in the slums, in the absolute worst, most energetically polluted places, if you know how to restore yourself, if you know how to patch up your body, your energy fields, and know how to preserve your energy. Even living in the worst conditions, you can build up your potential, you can grow, you can heal yourself and your health. That's the paradox for you. A person doesn't need to go anywhere, doesn't even need to go out into nature. They can draw this earth energy, get what they need, just sitting there, even in the worst, slum like conditions. Here's a simple example with teeth. This is a big problem for most people. They put off getting their teeth treated, which can lead to, well, you know, cavities developing, pulpitis, pain so bad that a cyst can form and the tooth might not be saved. Even with all the money in the world, you might not be able to save the tooth. You can put in whatever you want, but your own tooth will be gone. The same thing can happen with your legs. That is, if there's a problem with your blood vessels or circulation, it can simply lead to a person losing their legs. Hardly anyone thinks about this, and you might. Forget about this video and go watch something else. Or you can actually pay attention to what I said, focus on yourself, and realize that, besides you, you don't really matter to anyone else. You matter to yourself, and that's what counts. And your main job is to take care of yourself and your health. Because when you have your health, that's when you can make an impact on this world. You can earn money and provide for your family, help others, friends. Everyone has their own way, as they say. When the rooster finally comes home to roost, you can write there, leave a comment and a link, and we'll see what we can do about it. And for those who are interested, come join the training. It's all about simplicity and growth. See you in the next videos, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.